Give me 1 second. Some technical difficulties getting Suz in as a panelist. Join here in a second. Okay, as Suz is joining, I had her, she was joining in different areas. Hopefully some technical difficulties will get fixed here in a second. But looking forward to having her join today. We're going to be talking about order management and fulfillment services. Here she is. Suz, I apologize. Definite technical difficulties on my end getting things set up, but glad to have you back. Technical difficulties on your end as well. Perfect.
Okay. Brandon, can you say something again?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Okay, we're good.
Let's go. All right, Suz. Stoked to have you back on. It has been almost 2 months since we last did one of these talking about fulfillment and order management and everything that you've been working on. So excited to kind of run it back and hear what you've been working on, the progress that you made on some of the stuff that you showed us the last time that we were together. But first things first, we had Aaron on about 2 weeks ago talking a little bit more high level on platform pieces with Redo, how everything fits into the customer record and products work together. And so I want to jump in with each of the GMs specifically on your products and what you're building and kind of talk through how you're building in a way that's cohesive with the rest of the Redo products. And so can you take a second and walk through what you're building on the fulfillment side that kind of ties into other products here?
Yeah, happy to. So a lot ties back to fulfillment, because it's in like the center of like the operations. I'll walk through like a couple of products, and how it ties in, and hopefully, if people here know about them, maybe I'll just give a quick explanation of them too. Um, so the first one that I'll highlight that our shipping software works really well with is checkout optimization. So if you don't know what checkout optimization is, it's really cool. It's basically the ability to A/B test your shipping methods at checkout to try to maximize the dollars that you make from checkout with shipping and also your conversion rate. So you could test like, maybe if I charge $1 more, does it affect my conversion rate? Or you could test like, your first time customer, you want them to get cheaper shipping so they check out, or your high returning customers, you want to charge more because the chances of them returning is an item is a lot higher. So you can do a lot of cool things there. That works really well with our shipping software. So you can pull in like either your rates into checkout optimization that you've loaded into the shipping software, or you can load the ones that you're using from us. So Redo's negotiated rates straight into checkout. So and you can do cool things like whatever the UPS ground rate is plus $1 or something like that. And then the other cool things around like checkout optimization is you can also turn on like a priority fulfillment. So let's say you want to offer like your shipping method and then an add-on of like if you want if a customer wants to have priority fulfillment, so their item gets fulfilled first. In the shipping software, we can prioritize that order if they purchase priority fulfillment to make sure that that customer is getting fulfilled first that day. So it goes to the top of the list instead of in the mix of everything getting fulfilled. So that's a pretty cool integration with the platform. Maybe I'll just mention a couple others. I don't want to spend a ton of time, but another one is with support. So, with our support tool, it's basically software that you can use to bring all of your support channels into one place to resolve customer questions. That works really well with our shipping software as well. Essentially, like, usually what people are reaching out about is something like, hey, I put the wrong address in my order, or can you change the size to a small, or, I want to upgrade my shipping option or whatever that is. Because it's so closely integrating with the shipping software, your support people can see the status of that order all in one place, so they can see, oh, it's already been fulfilled, so we can't update the address anymore. Or they can see that it hasn't been fulfilled and they can update the address. It syncs perfectly into Shopify and into our shipping software. They don't have to do things twice. And stuff like that. And we're building some cool things around that too, where like even the customer could update their own shipping address, or they could update their size or change their order or add another variant or whatever you want them to be able to do. And that will work seamlessly with this shipping software. So the second you update that order or the customer updates the order, it's updated in our software and you'll know if that like it hasn't been fulfilled yet. And something that we've done that's like really cool to reduce support tickets is in the shipping software, you can send emails to all the addresses that are unverified automatically. So, if an address comes through as unverified, we'll automatically put that order on hold, send an email to the customer saying, hey, your address is incorrect. Can you update it? Once the customer updates it, we take it off of hold and put it back into your shipping queue. So that reduces a lot of customer support tickets, and people have been very grateful for it, as you can imagine. So
Very cool.
ways we work across platform.
Yep, that's very cool. I appreciate the context on it. I think being able to showcase some of the pieces that each of the GMs are working together instead of like the silos that we're building, I think is an important piece. And so seeing how brands are already utilizing it, seeing customer support tickets go down, being able to change addresses, I think is a very, very cool piece. I appreciate the context on that.
Of course.
Okay. Another thing that's a little bit more like time sensitive or related to the here and now, I guess, is as people are maybe on the tail end, maybe in the beginning, maybe in the middle of Black Friday, Cyber Monday prep. On the shipping software fulfillment side of things, what are some of the pieces that either you're recommending to merchants or that you would recommend to have merchants do to make sure they're buttoned up on that side heading into the busy season?
Yeah, great question. It is a wild time for merchants, so there is a bunch of prep that we recommend to our merchants to actually do. I'll talk through a few of these. So the number one thing that I think our merchants are thinking about is updating their carrier selection. Now, not everyone is doing the same strategy here. Typically, like throughout the year, a lot of our merchants will ship with a certain carrier, and then they'll change that carrier selection that they're shipping with when they come close to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So I see two strategies here. One, I'm seeing a lot of merchants this year optimize for cost. So I actually see a lot of merchants who are going to cheaper carriers because their order volume's going to increase. And they, it's hard times right now, like margins are thin. And so they need to optimize their carrier cost, their shipping label cost. So I see a lot of merchants going to some regional carriers, and Redo offers a lot of different carrier rates. And so we can help you optimize these things. So reach out to us if you have any questions. But I see a lot of that going on right now. And I also see the exact opposite of that, of merchants who are upgrading their carriers because, like things get crazy during the holidays, packages get lost, they get stolen, and so they want to move to carriers that have a higher service level but are more expensive. And so I see kind of both sides of these things. If someone's wanting to upgrade their carrier selection, Redo just got great rates with UPS. And so I recommend going with UPS. Like it's an awesome service level. We also have great rates through Amazon. So there's like a lot of things that people are doing there to help optimize like their carrier selection. That's like the first thing that I'd say people are focused on and that you should be focused on. And like now is the time. So if you're going with a new carrier, you can start prepping with them, kind of get used to like this new flow of using them, and then start scaling up during the holidays. The second thing, and maybe I'll share my screen here actually, is updating your automations. So this is really big because if you do ship with us, you know that we have automations that basically take away any manual work that you have to do while you ship. So I'm in our settings. This is our automation screen. This is really cool because when someone's packaging an item or picking an item, this is basically automating any manual click that they would have to do. And that's our goal of automations, is that you never have to do anything manual. So this is basically saying in this automation, hey, if the requested shipping service that a customer checked out with was priority mail, then I want to select USPS priority at check or at the packing. So when you buy a label, it'll automatically have USPS priority selected. So just make sure if you're changing your carriers Make sure you're updating your automations. And even if you're not changing your carriers, make sure like if you're having to click anything while you're printing a label or fulfilling something, it means we could build an automation for it so you never have to click anything. The ideal is never having to click anything and it's just processing automatically. So you can build a lot of cool automations here that can save you a lot of time, and also just like reduce errors at the printing. So this is really cool, and I highly recommend doing this. And maybe I'll just breeze through a couple other things. If you're using reduce shipping, use your dashboard to know where you're at for the day. So this is really big for the holiday season. I'm gonna share my screen here and let's see. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So if you go on your dashboard, you'll be able to see essentially like an overview of how your business is performing. So on this dashboard, you can set a fulfillment promise. So if your fulfillment promise is, let's say, I want all of my orders to go out within 2 days, we'll be able to track where you're at with hitting those SLAs that you've set for yourself. This is valuable all the time, but especially when things get really busy, so you can track how long it's taking you to fulfill your packages and know how many you need to fulfill that day to keep that SLA. So, you can see here, this is just like a demo account. You could see that there's 2,600 orders that are overdue. This demo account has 1,800 orders that, need to be fulfilled today to hit that SLA. And then they have 5,000 that are on time. So, this is just nice to track. You can come in here first thing in the morning and always know what you need to do for that day. So that's another nice thing to utilize, especially during the holiday season. And I'll just maybe talk about two more things here. So, sorry, Brandon, I know this is a long,
Oh, good. Run with it.
but this is all like such important stuff. The next thing is utilize bulk fulfillments. So, I'll share my screen one more time. Keep jumping back and forth here. But essentially, like what bulk fulfillments does is it groups all of your exact orders together. So if I come in here, bulk shipments, this is going to tell me all of the orders that have the exact same items in it. This will speed up your fulfillment team so much, especially in the holidays when you're getting tons of orders in. Instead of like going to pick these jeans throughout the day, you can just pick 50 of them at the exact same time. Don't go back to that bin again for a single item order. Pick 50 of the exact same pair of jeans and get all of those out at the same time. So I highly recommend utilizing this. This should be like the first or second place that you go in the day to fulfill your orders. Before you go into like your generalized batches, you should come into bulk shipments, come in, select it, print all of those at the same time, go pick them all at the same time and get them out. So, and then maybe just like a fun tip if you want to, you can customize your packing slip in Redo. It's a very easy builder. So if you want to make your packing slip super fun for the holiday and, have a nice note for your customers, it's really easy to customize and update for the holiday season. So those would be my list of must-dos for Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
I love it. I love it. As people heading into everybody has pretty high expectations going into the holidays on what they're going to buy and how fast they want to get it and how they want to like organize stuff. And I think little things like a packing slip, like a surprise and delight, where it's like unique and different, can just help be somewhat of a differentiator, which is what somebody's trying to find in a lot of different ways. Very cool stuff. Okay. Gone through Black Friday, Cyber Monday. The last time that we spoke on here, Suz, you were talking a good amount about bulk ship, batching, merging, like you had just talked about. You talked about warehouse optimization. Just curious, over the past 2 months, if you can give us kind of some updates on what's progressing in those areas, what has been built, what you're most excited about, and what's working.
Yeah, totally. So for warehouse optimization, we've been working a lot on getting context on your warehouse, like the layout of your bins and everything, so that we can optimize your picking routes. I think there's a lot of potential of reducing fulfillment times through just optimizing the route that you're going to pick something and the orders that you're picking. So I'm gonna share my screen and just show you guys something that we've been working on that's really cool. This is our warehouse builder. So this is where you could actually come in and build like the layout of your warehouse. So this is a merchant that I was at earlier this week. This is their warehouse. And this is like every single bin in their warehouse is in here. And it has the cool thing about this is like usually when you're on a warehouse management system or an order management system, they either don't have context on the layout of your warehouse or it's just a list of like A to Z. So it would be like, a pick route. So it would be like they would have context that like your bins are in order A to Z, but they wouldn't know that BW13 is actually really close to G39. And so they wouldn't have the pick route, pick this and then that. It would be like going through all of these bins and then maybe at the end you route back and come to BW13, right? So the really cool thing about this builder is we will truly know how relative everything is in your warehouse, and we will be able to come up with the fastest pick route that you could have and the group of orders that you should pick close to each other. So when you say, hey, I'm going to pick 30 orders, we'll give you the 30 that are the most efficient pick route for you. So you're never having to go to one place and then the next and then the next. It's going to reduce your picking times immensely. So this is very cool. It's kind of the next step for us of like growing into like this warehouse management system, having context on your warehouse, and helping you to be the most efficient possible.
What I love about what you're building, Suze, is like the theme that's gone, even just in our conversation today, is like, how do we make things faster for everybody as you're trying to combat guaranteed 2-day prime shipping or overnight deliveries or stuff that other people can go elsewhere and get with Amazon or other places? What are the little things that you can do within
Exactly.
your software or within your warehouse with your pick, pack, ship process that just get you a little bit closer to a faster delivery?
Totally.
And it's so impactful to be able to do that and give somebody a 3-day shipment or a 4-day shipment. And it makes them a little bit more like willing to come back and purchase from you because they can get like that quick dopamine hit that by the time they click and then it shows up on their doorstep, that time frame is a little more shortened. Um,
100%. Yeah,
very
we care about what our merchants care about. Our merchants care about what their shoppers care about, and shoppers want things faster. So the more efficient you can be, the less you're having to spend on your warehouse and also the faster you can get your customer packages. So,
Love it. Cool. Okay, last question, and then we'll wrap up. We'll keep it pretty short today. You hinted at it a little bit, but as you look forward towards finishing up this year and heading into even 2026, what excites you the most? What are you stoked to go and build?
yeah. Yeah, I did gave a little precursor. So, we're getting pulled more and more towards like a full warehouse management system. And so that's kind of the direction that we're starting to build right now. I showed you the warehouse builder. Maybe I can give you a sneak peek of what like the efficient picking would look like on that real fast. But that's like for sure what I'm most excited about. I think there are a ton of improvements that we can do because number one, we're a platform, so everything's in one place. You don't have to jump from like software to do your returns to software to do, your like to change something from one bin to the next bin and to do your receiving or do a PO. It can all be in one place. So maybe I'll just give you guys like a taste of part of it that we're building out right now, which is this being more efficient on the picking side. But we're starting to build out the whole thing. So everything on inventory and everything. But this is what the software that we're building for the efficient picking portion of it. So this would be on an iPad or a phone or, a scanner, any mobile device, but someone could come in here, one of your pickers, and they could select, what they wanted to do. So they see they have 258 unfulfilled orders. They can come in here and start a pick session. So I'm going to say, hey, I want to do a multi-item order pick session. And I want to pick, however many you want to do. You can set these in settings. I want to start picking 15 orders. And what this will do is it will route you in your warehouse, like I was talking about, for the most efficient pick session. So it'll take me to the bin that's closest to me, and then it'll start routing me through the warehouse. This grouped a bunch of orders together that are the most efficient to pick. So I can say, hey, I went to, the product one and I picked those. And you hear that ding. It's telling me, put those in a tote. So I'm putting those in a tote. And then I am going to go down and pick the next one and put that in a tote. And this will basically clear out as I pick them. And then I hand that tote rack onto a packer who will pack that into a bag, put a label on it, and ship to the customer. So this is kind of the next phase that we're moving into. I'm super excited for it, mostly because like our customers have been asking about it. This is like from feedback that we've received from them that will really help them to have a more efficient warehouse, get more orders out faster. So um, we're super excited about that. And then on like the full WMS side, um, it has a lot to do with inventory, right? And so we're building a lot of stuff out with inventory, being the source of truth for inventory and being able to, submit POs and do stuff like that. I think that inventory is like the center of everything that a merchant
Yeah.
does. And it works really well with the entire platform. So another GM, Will, who I'm not sure that you've interviewed, Brandon, but he's doing a lot with the inventory side of things, and I'm like stoked about some of the things that he's building. And WMS and inventory will work very closely together because it's all tied in. So I'm very, very excited about next year. We have a lot to build.
Okay. Awesome, Suze. Appreciate all your time today. I'm also very excited about kind of the progress that you've already made, what's happening, and then what's on the horizon. I think there's just so much that you and the team are working on that's having direct impact with a lot of people. Like you said, you were out at warehouses this week working with people on getting things up to speed, and the impact that we're seeing happen with brands is also very tangible. So very cool stuff that you're building. Appreciate you taking the time to walk us through it a little bit today, and we'll see you in 2 months again, I'm assuming.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. See
Okay,
ya.
thanks. Bye.